Tonight at 9, the notification about 2 students arrested sent via an advisory message yesterday. Hear from one university official regarding the system behind it.
And a tragic death on Election Day. What happened to the Indiana councilman?
Plus, the third Republican presidential debate took place last night. We have the details.
Plus, new reports from the Council on American Islamic Relations that are on an appalling rise. More in just moments.
Much quieter weather ahead. I'll have the vote details coming up.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
We begin tonight with our continuing coverage of 2 Ball State students arrested yesterday after a firearm was accidentally discharged in a dorm. Tonight, we're hearing from campus officials on why a notification was sent out 2 days after the gun fired off on Monday. Good evening, and thanks for being with us. I'm Gavin Smith.
And I'm Abby Urban. Monday's incident was the second time a firearm has been discharged on campus this semester. Meanwhile, there are questions surrounding the timing of notifying students. But university officials say there's been a confusion as to why a notification is sent in the first place.
Our Alex Almanza has been on the story since it broke last night. Alex, what did officials say?
Gavin and Abby, I spoke to the Vice President of Student Affairs, Roran Royer Engel, today, and she said it basically comes down to a need to know versus a want to know basis. But just to kind of recap the events of where it all started Monday when a student resident inside Neuer Hall accidentally discharged a firearm. That resulted in a non-life-threatening, self-inflicted gunshot wound. That student went to the hospital. Then staff at that hospital notified police, which led them to search a second dorm, which was Wood Hall in Woodworth. Now, there they found another gun, as well as a suspect. 2 suspects in total arrested. Now, officials say because there was no immediate threat at the time on Monday, no notification was sent. And that's because there were 2 ways of informing students. The decision to send an advisory rather than an alert was based on no imminent threat, and the priority then became conducting a thorough investigation before sharing any additional info.
It's a case-by-case situation, and in the cases that we have had on campus this semester, they have not been deemed an imminent, immediate threat that we need students to take action about. To give the law enforcement the opportunity to investigate thoroughly, know the complete facts of what we have before we share information, because the last thing we want to do is to, in an urgent way, to share information that may not be accurate.
In addition to those 2 students being arrested, they have also been trespassed from the university and placed on interim suspension. Engel added that students should also be vigilant and report any suspicious or illegal activity to Ball State Police. That phone number is 765-285-1111. Now, additionally, President Jeffrey Mearns has assigned Engel to establish an action group of individuals who address campus safety. They also say they hope to have that group formed by next week. Of course, we're going to keep you updated both on air and online at ballstatedaily.com. But for now, live in the newsroom, Alex Almanza, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you, Alex. And we have new tragic news out of Clarksville. A former councilman running for office died on Election Day after he collapsed outside of a polling station. The town of Clarksville confirmed David Red Worrall's death in a statement released on social media yesterday. Worrall was reportedly greeting voters at the polling station when he collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital but later died. According to Worrall's bio on the town website, the Republican was the former District 3 town councilman. He was running for town council at large.
The third Republican presidential debate wrapped up last night, and it was an evening with foreign policy in focus. Mike Lirio has more.
Among the 5 Republican presidential candidates on stage, the question of who's the strongest alternative to former President Donald Trump was pressing for both former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
You're trying to make up for it and act like you weren't a liberal when it comes to the environment. You were. You always have been. Just own it.
She welcomed them into South Carolina, gave them land near a military base, wrote the Chinese ambassador a love letter saying what a great friend they were.
Joining them on the Miami debate stage, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. A major theme, foreign policy, with America's role in focus as war rages between Israel and Hamas.
I would be telling Bibi, finish the job once and for all.
They have to, 1, eliminate Hamas, 2, support Israel with whatever they need, whenever they need it. And 3, make sure we bring our hostages home.
The candidates also took stock of Tuesday's election results, including key victories for Democrats in Virginia and Kentucky, as voters in red state Ohio approved a constitutional amendment to protect abortion rights.
We need a 15-week federal limit.
This is an issue that should be decided in each state.
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers.
Instead of debating, the former president held a rally nearby in Hialeah, Florida.
We will win because we will never stop fighting to save the America we love.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The fourth Republican debate is already scheduled. It's set for December 6th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
One topic of the debate, the Israel-Hamas war has caused a large uptick in reports to the Council on American-Islamic Relations. The group, also known as CARE, is seeing an appalling rise in reported anti-Arab and anti-Muslim bias incidents. The nation's largest Muslim advocacy group says it's received more than 1,200 requests for help and reports of bias since the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel. In 2022, CARE got an average of 400 complaints in a 29-day period. The group says this represents the largest wave of Islamophobic and anti-Arab bias since then-candidate Donald Trump called for a Muslim ban in 2015.
After nearly 4 months of striking, the Actors Union has reached a tentative labor agreement with major film and television studios. The SAG-AFTRA union made the announcement Wednesday. The deal will be reviewed by the union's national board on Friday. If approved, the nearly 160,000 actors represented by the union will return to work.
It was 100% worth it. 100% worth it. It's a seminal deal, and it's just an amazing time for our union. It really is.
Hollywood suffered a 1-2 punch this summer when both the Writers and Actors Union went on strike. The writers reached an agreement on the new contracts in September. Obviously, weather was a little warmer yesterday, now getting a little colder in this week, so...
I mean, today definitely was a little cooler, but you will definitely go...
Yeah, starkly different weather compared to what we saw yesterday. Looking at our current temperatures right now, 50 in Muncie, 51 in Indianapolis, 47 in Lafayette. See things a lot cooler today, especially when you compare them to how warm things were to yesterday. But if we look at our next 12 hours, we see temperatures remaining quite stagnant throughout the overnight hours, backing down into the mid and lower 40s by the time we get to the evening or the morning commute tomorrow morning. The three things we're watching, especially in tonight's forecast, is really much a return back to average for this time of year, much more in the 50s rather than the 70s. Breezy conditions, especially going to continue tomorrow afternoon and then dying off into the evening. And meanwhile, a clear pattern and quiet weather ahead. I'll have all this and more coming up in my full forecast later in the show.
Thanks, Noah. Coming up, ever heard of D-Ice? Find out what the new spot in the Village is serving.
Plus details for veteran and active duty military start tomorrow. Find out which businesses are participating next.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this. What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you. Get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Are you a crystal collector? Our Brooke Fulrad visited a new gem opening downtown that'll help you add to that collection.
A small business called Cats, Crystals, and Curiosities has arrived in downtown Muncie. The metaphysical store is a mother and daughter-ran business. They offer crystals along with handmade jewelry, tarot cards, original artwork, thrifted clothing, and more.
Opening this store has been a dream of mine for a really long time, and so it means so much that we're finally making it a reality.
Their mission is to spread love and happiness to those in the community, and Masario says having a physical store will do just that with local artist appreciation. 8 creators collaborate with Cats Crystals to provide the store with unique and handmade products.
Everything I do comes out of a place of love, and I love being able to share it with others and teach people about things and welcome other people on this path and on this journey.
And the meaning behind the store is to share the glimmering passion. Downtown Muncie was Masarios' ideal location because she said the area is the heart of the city.
And we've been packing up all our inventory and hauling it in totes to all these different festivals all around Indiana. And so to just have a home base where we can sell in our own town really means a lot to us.
Cats, Crystals, and Curiosities will host a grand opening this Saturday. In Muncie, Brooke Fulrad, NewsLink, Indiana.
The shop hopes to host classes and events in the future. Follow Cats, Crystals, and Curiosities on Facebook to stay up to date.
And in the village, a new food spot just opened its doors a few weeks ago. D-Ice has taken over the old Pita Pit location, and it offers a special menu. From boba to hibachi to ice cream, D-Ice has uniquely made recipes that are always served fresh, according to owner Jonathan So. So is very excited to bring his brand to Muncie.
I was a hibachi chef. So I have a little bit background on hibachi, so I know the sauces, I know how to cook it the authentic way. The hibachi of us is authentic.
This is the second location that So has opened. In the future, Jonathan hopes to expand his menu even more. For more updates, follow at D-Ice Cream Roll on Instagram.
And many restaurants and businesses have deals for veterans this weekend. Some even start tomorrow. On Friday until noon, veterans get a free Grand Slam breakfast at Denny's. On Saturday, they get a free donut at Dunkin', free coffee and donut at Krispy Kreme, or a free breakfast combo at Wendy's. At Starbucks on Saturday, vets get a free hot or iced coffee.
And at IHOP until 7 p.m. on Saturday, get free pancakes or a pancake combo. Applebee's is offering a free meal when you dine in on Saturday. Lowe's on Saturday is giving out free collectible pins to the first 150 veteran customers at each store. For most of the deals, you do need to show a valid military ID.
Quiet weather ahead. I'll have the details on how long that quiet weather will last coming up after the break.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the pie.
Welcome back. Today's weather is starkly colder than what we saw yesterday. If we take a look at our current temperatures around the region here, we see 50 in Muncie, 51 in Indianapolis, 47 in Lafayette, 55 down in Evansville. These colder, more uniform temperatures really reflecting the cold front that moved through the region overnight and into the early morning hours today, really dropping the temperatures by quite a bit. And if we look at our almanac today, we see a pretty weird scenario. Today's high of 71, very warm, but the caveat here is that this was reached at 12:20 in the morning this morning. Most of the day we saw temperatures in the mid-50s and up into the 60s, much along our average high of 55 for this time of year. Obviously nowhere near our record high of 80 set back in 2020, so very much felt a lot more like fall. But tonight, if you're headed out anywhere, mostly cloudy, going to be a pretty clear and quiet night. Lows in the upper 30s, winds out of the west-southwest at 5 miles an hour. Tomorrow, though, going to be a beautiful, gorgeous day out there if you're headed anywhere. At 8 a.m., going to be a little cold if you're headed out for any of those morning classes. Temperatures in the low 40s. By the time we get to the lunchtime hour, up into the low 50s. By the time we hit 5 o'clock, up into the mid 50s. But the big story here we're watching is these winds. You can see these winds picking up throughout the day. By the time we get to those rush hour commutes Friday evening, we're going to see winds out of the west-northwest at 15, gusting even higher to 20 miles an hour. But like we've mentioned, that cold front really knocked our temperatures down quite a lot. If we look here at our 24-hour temperature change map here, we see Muncie 23 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday. Kokomo 21 degrees cooler, Lafayette 20 degrees cooler. So no matter where you went in Indiana today, it felt a lot more like fall, and we really didn't see any more of those 70s that we saw yesterday. But I don't really expect this to stick around long, because if we look at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we see this dark red bullseye indicating this higher probability of having above average temperatures through the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region, really indicating much higher temperatures on the way here. And that's really going to be kind of the theme around here. But what we're going to have to do is get through these winds first. If we see here our wind gust by the time we get through Friday afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, wind gust 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the north-northwest. Really going to want to hang on to your hats if you're headed out anywhere. Going to be quite blustery, but luckily we expect these winds to calm down by the time we get towards Saturday afternoon, evening, and into the weekend. And really quiet, calm, tranquil weather is what we're going to be talking about throughout the entirety of the extended forecast here. We see Friday, still windy, high of 56. Saturday, Veterans Day, going to be a beautiful day if you're headed out anywhere, 52 degrees, and really sort of staying quite similar. A little bit warmer on Monday, 61 degrees, but as we head into next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, going to be right around average for this time of year, so going to feel like fall for quite a long time.
Yeah, some good temperatures right there. I know for Veterans Day weekend. Any plans coming up, actually?
I know there's quite a lot of ceremonies around the region, so definitely going to be nice if you're headed out.
For sure. Do you have any plans, Abby?
Nope, but definitely we'll have to move it over to sports with Xander.
For sure.
Delta football has a date with destiny tomorrow night to keep their season alive. The two basketball squads are finally ready to hit the hardwood. All this next in sports.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, a mile in my shoes.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Xander Woods with sports. Delta Eagles football is gearing up for another big matchup to keep their postseason alive. NewsLink Indiana's Reese Chapman has more.
Determined, unwavered, and focused are words used to describe Delta High football as they gear up to take on Bishop Chatard in the IHSAA Regional Championship. After a 21-15 win against Garrett High School in the sectional championship, head coach Christopher Overholt took a look back to the moment he knew his team was built to go the distance.
Well, I tell you, it goes back to January 4th. Our seniors brought us in and talked to the coaches, talked to me about their expectations and kind of the accountability they wanted held to themselves this season. And from that point on, it's been a slow build, and it's all built off their leadership.
Senior nose guard Braxton Russell equates the team's success to their mindsets throughout the season.
We've just been more of like, no more my bads. That's been our kind of our motto. Like, it's just on to the next play. Yeah, we messed up one play, but on to the next play, we'll do better.
With perfection in mind, Coach Overholt believes his team is ready for the big game.
We get to be at home. We're going to have a huge crowd this week. It's going to be a very familiar setting for us, and we're excited to play.
Coach Overholt and the Eagles host Bishop Chatard this Friday as they hope to continue their path to state. In Muncie, Reese Chapman, NewsLink Indiana.
After a successful regular season campaign and a county title last year, Wapahani girls basketball strives to achieve so much more. NewsLink Indiana's Bryce Dimsevich caught up with the squad to tell us more.
Coming off the back of a 19-5 campaign, Wapahani girls basketball looks to achieve greater heights after graduating key players this offseason. Head coach Scott Hudson feels that his squad won't miss a beat even without those players.
The big thing is just to improve each day. We feel we got a good nucleus coming back, even though we lost a lot. We lost 4 really good seniors at some points, but we like the team we have. They've been in the system. A lot of these players, some of them started, some of them came off the bench, so they know what it takes.
And what exactly does it take to be successful? Senior guard Zoe Swallow explains just what the team needs to surpass expectations.
I think definitely confidence is our number one thing, because losing those 4 seniors, a lot of people think that like we lost a lot, but really we're just as strong as we were last year. Like, people are stepping into big roles, and really just our confidence is we're going to get three-peat. That's what we're looking for.
With championships on their mind, senior guard Emily Thompson shows what the girls look to achieve.
I just think that we should play our best, try to win the county, aim for conference, but we have some really good people in our conference, so that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think we could do it.
With their season opener against Union this weekend, Hudson expects the most out of his girls.
I think for us going into this weekend is just do a lot of the little things. We say don't do things nearly right, do them exactly right. Let's try and do things exactly right. Not that you're not going to make mistakes, but one of the things we've emphasizing this week is we had some turnovers in the Jamboree against an outstanding Eastern Hancock team that we got running up to, so we're going to have to take care of the ball a little bit better.
Wapahani will be away at Union this Saturday with tip-off set for 6 p.m. In Muncie, Bryce Dimsevich, NewsLink, Indiana.
Staying on the court, the Yorktown boys basketball team also looks to start their season strong. NewsLink Indiana's Aiden Regal met up with the team before they tip off their season opener later this month.
Yorktown Tigers boys basketball has been preparing for the 2023 season since the moment the buzzer sounded last year. Now that tip-off is just a few weeks away, head coach Matt Moulton has kicked his players into another gear for a season which he describes as all hands on deck.
You know, one thing I've learned in the 4 years I've been here, it just takes everything and everybody. It takes returners, it takes new guys, it takes a little bit of the old, it takes a little bit of the new. There's so much that has to go right to achieve your goals and success.
One player Coach Moulton hopes will be firing on all cylinders is senior guard Kieran Tawari. Tawari, a 4-year starter for the Tigers, admits this season, while exciting, will certainly be bittersweet.
Like it's a good thing to look up to. Like I'm finally there, and it's what I've been waiting for. But it obviously sucks to see, like my high school career only has 1 year left.
But just like every team, Coach Moulton and the Tigers have one goal in mind: win sectionals.
Well, sectional's the goal. I mean, that's the goal in the state of Indiana. You've always wanted to win that sectional and have that banner and have that history. But boy, it's a journey though. I mean, we got 22 games before that, and you know, you don't want to lose sight of the journey.
And that journey begins at Greensburg on November 25th. In Yorktown, Aiden Riegel, NewsLink, Indiana.
Well, some exciting stuff coming up. A switch from football into basketball. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe that we're at that point of the year where one sport is ending, another one's right around the corner.
For sure. Thank you so much, Xander. Coming up, we'll take a look at one event that just wrapped up a Rising Hope Church.
And one final look at weather. Stay with us.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Before we go, Rising Hope Church had a 4-day event this week that wrapped up today. Children could come and learn with the ministry while having fun. Fall Vacation Bible School study started after their annual trunk or treat. According to Director Carrie Bradford, it encouraged children to grow. The church provided food, crafts, games, music throughout the week. The free event series brought together children in the community.
With our Vacation Bible School here at Rising Hope is just to do basically what our mission here is at Rising Hope. We want to love God and love others and serve our community really well. So I'm the children's director here at our church, and we've worked really hard to create a program here at church that shows each kid that they have value, that God loves them right where they are, and they have a great place to grow.
The annual event is hoping to expand their reach in the future.
And well, in terms of weather, you couldn't really ask for a better fall type of scenario here. We're taking a look at our 7-day forecast. We see Saturday looking beautiful for the Veterans Day ceremonies out there, 52. Sunday and Monday, abundant sunshine ahead, highs in the upper to mid 50s and the 60s, 61 on Monday. Tuesday, a few more clouds in the picture, but overall just going to be a beautiful, sunny and tranquil period as we head into next week.
Yes, thank you, Noah. That's all for tonight here at NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for our morning show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather, streaming live at 8 a.m.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.